Welcome to episode 6 of my docu-series about Stony Stratford Town FC. In this episode we're going to be talking about MK Irish reserves, showing some pre-match warm-ups, getting exclusive interviews, and of course showing the match itself. So make sure you stick around for all that until the end so you don't miss any of it, as this is definitely a very exciting match. Before we get into the video, I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone over at Stony for having me and helping with this docu-series, and thank you to everyone at MK Irish as well for letting me talk to their manager and getting on the pitch, taking some nice photos in the video. But yeah, make sure you like, comment, share and subscribe. Let's get straight into it. Before we get into this video, we have to take an instalment of rewind time. We need to rewind to the 22nd of April, when Stony made their second and final midweek away game, this time headed to Caddington FC for a 6:30. It was a 6:30 kick-off, as most kick-offs normally are. When the ground doesn't have floodlights. They started the game with just 9 players, and due to an injury to keeper Adam, third choice keeper and manager's son Oliver Needham came in. Within just a few minutes, Stony were trailing, but after the arrival of the 10th and 11th players, Stony soon equalised, and in the second half when Beckett glanced the back post header past the Caddington keeper. This was Stony's first win in 2 games and puts them in a very good stead for the game against MK Irish reserves. Before we get on to the history of MK Irish reserves, let's quickly recap Stony Stratford Town's history. I've shortened it quite a lot from the last episodes, just felt like you've heard it a lot, but if you're new here, here's a little recap. Stony Stratford Sports was established in 1898 and had a history of participating in regional leagues and tournaments. Following World War II, the team won the North Bucks District Football League Division 2 and went on to join the South Midlands League. The team was demoted to the Premier Division of Northamptonshire Combination Football League after winning main divisions, including the Premier Division. Re-entering the Spartans Up in the League, the team continued to play the Intermediate Division in 2017. During the 2020-21 season, the club enrolled a development squad in the 4th Division of North Bucks District League after winning 3 back-to-back titles. They won promotion to Spartans Up Midland League Division 2, and they're currently in their 2nd season. With all that said and done, let's talk about MK Irish reserves. MK Irish reserves were founded in 2020, the same year as the first team, a relatively new club in Milton Keynes. They started life in the United Counties Reserve Division, and in the first season they finished 16th. Before the season was curtailed, their highest ever position was 5th in the Reserve Division in the 2022-23 season. They moved to the Spartans Up Midland League Division 2 the season after, in hope of creating maybe a better pathway for young players, or also getting experienced players as well. They are currently managed by former player Lee Coulter and coached by the son of first team manager Vinnie Shreves. They're definitely not the strongest team in the league, sitting at the 3rd bottom now, but they're on a really good run of form, but we'll talk about that in a minute. In the last video, I said Newport Pagnell Town Development had the best squad, but obviously MK Irish reserves with playing at Manor Fields. But honestly, Manor Fields is just such a good ground. It has a capacity of 2,500 and with just over 200 seats, making it one of the highest capacity grounds. It has a two seated stands either side, north and south of the ground, with uncovered stands to the east and west. Floodlights have been there since the 90s and are very outdated, in fact actually rusting away. But the rest of the ground is only on the up, with the pitch being well groomed by first team manager Terry Shreves. And the changing rooms are very spacious, a lot bigger than Stony's, with enough room to fit a full squad of 18. The first team averaged about 200 people, but the reserves averaged just about 60, which makes them one of the best supported teams in Division 2, but on par with Old Bradwell. This ground should also suit Stony's playing style perfectly, as it's a level, well maintained, very wide pitch, allowing Rothwell and Abdul to get up and down the flanks very quickly, even though that's not how Dan actually set up today. But they have to come in with reinforcements on the bench, as the width of the pitch will definitely tire them out. It's, I say, very spacious area, a lot of running. Stony's pitch is quite small, so they need to have a lot of bench players, I think, for this game. But we'll see if they do later on. Before we get on to the match, let's take a look at how the Resis are getting on this season. MK Irish reserves currently sit in 15th place, only Padbury Village and the 6th FC below them. They have a record of 8 wins, 5 draws, 17 losses, with the biggest loss being a 6-1 home loss to league leaders New Bradwell St Peter. In front of a crowd of 66 people, obviously it's the MK Derby. The biggest was against none other than the 61 FC, who were beaten 8-0 at home with Mason Davies scoring a hat-trick. The Cups haven't been too great either. When they were knocked out in the first out in Division 2 Cups, they were beaten 4-2 on penalties at home to Caddington. They levelled the game in the 89th minute, and to suffer a penalty loss is just so rough. In the Berks and Bucks FA County Cup, they set to face Henry Village away and beat them 4-2. And then the next round they faced up against Stoke Mandeville FC. And after winning at the interval, they went on to lose 2-1, ending all cup runs this season. They've definitely picked up from the start of the season though, but considering they were mid-table last time, this is quite a fall-off for them. They have been picking up some very good points, so they'll be a tough test. Talking about their recent form going into the game, they are unbeaten in the last four, with the most notable being when they ended MK College's 13-game unbeaten run. I actually did an interview for that game by beating them 1-0 with 104 people at the Irish Centre. Also picked up solid points against Taunton Hoe and Bovingdon, but they are going to be a pushover, especially as some first team players like Rev Kalek, Jamie Adim, they'll be dropping down as their season's now ended, and they'll also registered with reserves. So it'll be interesting to see how many first teamers they use against Stony. But they're definitely going to be a tough test, and I think the winner of Canton will give Stony momentum. So I'm going to predict a 2-1 win for Stony, but hopefully they'll pick up at least a draw, just to create a bit of an unbeaten run going into the final two games. But that being said, let's get on to the match.
Fucking liar. Well, yeah. Right, boys, you're in the box. Why are you walking to me? Have a jog off, go. Gentle. Do not walk. Okay. I want all three of you to declub associates. That level. Oh no! That's very difficult to play. Fuck you! Why you go long? But you don't need to every time. Let's go. He'll throw it away. He might get it out. Listen, so we've got the three in the back, yeah? I spoke to the back three, yeah? I don't want them having anybody in behind any of them. So no striker goes behind those three. Those three are always deeper than any forward they've got. Okay? They also are not going to push away to half line on we're in possession. They're going to hold halfway, yeah? We are still going to play. Ollie, try and mix it up. I know the second half we kept going along at Kevin, but mix it up between when to release someone with Friday and when we need to go long. We go along a few times, push them back. I don't know, boys, I don't know how good they're going to be. There's a few players in. Yeah, they're going to be decent. They're trying to see their season out. So, yeah, same as we are, boys. You go out against, you've got a choice here, Newport Energy or Cadington Energy. Absolute fucking choice. Newport Energy, you get dicked. Cadington Energy, you got fucking chance, yeah? It's absolutely yours, you probably fucking enjoy it. Cam, you're in with Finn, yeah? Deep in that midfield. Do not lose the ball in there. Finn, make sure you don't fucking lose the ball and tell him if he does. Roffy, different situation for you, mate. You're going to play behind the two strikers. Beckett and Abdul up top, you're going to play that 10, mate. In midfield, get on the ball, get out wide and join those two strikers, yeah? And get deep in midfield and out goes the out. That's a weird midfield three, but wait, make it work. High energy though, yeah?
Just took the position.
Everyone good with that? Yeah. Beckett, Abdul up top. Do not let them out,
Right in the action here. As Stony already getting forward, we can see Irish obviously have possession now. Irish are using a few first team squad players today. Jamie Adam, the goalkeeper in pink there. Rev Kalek as well. Callum Hurst just came up from Australia. But on the bench down there you can see Romano's back. Not playing, but half recovering from injury. Get to that's Beckett there getting forward. Dangerous challenge there from Beckett, but I mean, love the intensity from him. Just try and get there. Absolutely love that kind of intensity. Stony getting ahead again here. Goes behind. See it set up for a corner. Stony aren't a very big team, not many tall players. As you can see Finn down there, probably the shortest player on the pitch. He's very good at being marked by, well, was the tallest player, but he's left marked by Timothy, who is very tall. Caught well by Jamie there, the Irish goalkeeper. It's about 70 people at the game today, which is a healthy attendance for a Aussies game. See Stony playing the ball around, played it very nicely. Finn on the ball there, lovely ball forward, just cleared by number 3. See, Irish get a throw in there. Stony very nearly get something on that one, but nearly there. Can Stony still mount something? No, they can't. But they're on the attack here again. Bracket, twisting, turning, maybe does a bit too much and just hand out. Goes for another Stony corner though. Stony were very much on top in the early stages of this game. It's probably about 15-20 minutes in. It's a very overcast day down at Manor Fields. Cleared there in the end. No worries there for Irish reserves, unfortunately. Both teams quite evenly matched. So, chance came with it few and far between, really. It's for about 35 minutes in. Stony get a throw in. Big throw there from Lucas. Comes it back to him, but it's cleared.
Bill behind you. No cross. Away, Bill. Get out.
Raphael was there waiting in the middle, so nothing comes of it. But waiting for a cross here.
Stand, no cross. Away.
You can see the ball was probably going to come across to Abdul, but nothing can really be made of it. You can see his foot kind of glance there, but nothing in it. We'll talk about who's on the bench today. It wasn't a very big bench. We had Will Bland, who returned from university today, and we had Brad Watson, who's kind of an ever stay on the bench. Did play 90 on Tuesday though, so fair plays on the bench. Sorry, Wednesday. Tuesday, Wednesday, on the other. So fair plays on the bench. But Romano there as well. Not playing, but he is returned from injury. Has been out for the last, I think it's 13-14 games. So it's good to see him back in the round squad as well. Hopefully he gets playing for the final, or at least gets a small run out against Hadrill, New Bradwell. But here we are, starting to get the ball again. Abdul with it. Comes to a Stony free kick here. I'm not very used to seeing one or the other.
Stand.
There we go, and claimed. May have been a throw in actually, that one, but well claimed by the keeper. Stony didn't really test him much this game, unfortunately. Feel like they could have scored if they did, maybe. Well, we'll see at the end. Some slow-mo shots out for you, but Rev Callagher misses the interception. Lofted ball in. Abdul lays it off. It's good that Stony been so attacking. They never normally lack in attack, but they're also very defensively sound. They are sometimes lacking in that. So it's good to see them being so defensively sound this game. But ball put across, just Raphael was so close, just couldn't get. Maybe even just a toe on it, just to tip it over. No chance goes begging for Stony there, really. No chance to put them ahead in the game. Missed interception there. Stony got in the attack. Ball across. Twisting, turning. Maybe does a bit too much. Maybe he could have shot the first time. And well saved there from the keeper. Maybe made a bit of a meal out of that one. Saved the save nevertheless. Comes to a corner and held. I feel like the corner was kind of bought by the keeper there. But, you know, save the save. It was a little bit maybe dramatic.
That one, didn't he? Was that Charlie? Oh. Cam. Score. Just score.
Stand in front, Cam.
Yeah, let's go there. Cam, literally.
To your left, Cam. To your left.
See, here's a free kick here.
Let's put it in the net.
Jump, jump.
Can Stony do anything from it? No, punched away by the keeper. Challenged by Finn. Fair play Finn, he does get himself around, he's very good on the ball as well. But,
Jack, shout him, Jack.
very courageous to go for it, but really good put the keeper under a bit of pressure. Stony on the attack yet again. I've seen this a few games, and he's cleared away there by number 7, Ray Kalek, who is the central defender for the first team. We are nearing half time here now. Stony got on the attack again. Just cleared away there. Must be comfortably. Ball nice received, just losing where the ball is. Mate, yeah, possibly the wrong choice. But played away there to Callum Hurst. And then you can see at the other end, Ollie did a bit of a caught the strike off guard there, just chipped it under him. Attacking there. Ball across. You just kind of want to take a few of these first times. I think there's a bit too much thinking going on sometimes. But that's also okay, you can't win it all. I think there's a free kick here for Irish on the edge of the area.
He ain't got the ball rank.
See, that's the position. Where I feel was there. That's the sort of position to tell Sam off. You've got a man there. Just go left round him straight away. Don't even think about coming back in. There's the space. Get round him.
Irish defender. Stone's attack there.
He ain't got to catch over 3 yards. You're in. Alright, maybe right, top right score, but
Hopefully not. I want to see a goal. Very rarely see a goalless game really.
Jack on target.
Ball goes under, goalkeeper slips, luckily hits the post. Oh, if not, that would have been a horrible one. Yeah, 0-0.
everyone, yeah? Whatever you need. Orange there. Oh. You sound more fucked today than you did after the cabin, half time in the cabin game. What was saying, boys?
I think it's good. Yeah, just when we get into the final third, just better decision making, you score goals.
From my perspective, I don't know you guys, but from the goal, when I'm looking at you guys there, it might be a bit too far out, but you've got a nice, good amount of space to have a crack at it, even from 25 yards, because we haven't really put that goalie to the test yet. He hasn't had to make any saves, so let's put some shots on the goal, try and get him moving, see what he can do, because if we can find that if we pepper him, he's going to dribble it out, then we can attack that even more.
Okay. Yeah, it's very 50-50, boys. They've got more possession, but that's because we're coming off their back line. Okay. So what we're left with is this sort of territory thing where our defence pushing up halfway, so they've got better territory, but there's more people around to defend that. They're not getting clean looks. It's all a bit of a scramble, it's all a bit of a mess. Yeah. But when we attack, there seems to be it's a bit more frightening because we attack. There's less of them and less of us, so it becomes a bit more like a race and you can get to it first, a bit more panic station. Whereas they attack, it's a bit more constructive, a bit more like trying to move and find a little bit of room because because we're not pushing as high, because we're not pushing their centre back too, and because we're not pushing high our back line, it's just giving them the territory a bit. But it's not really creating many. I don't really know of much they've had. The only fear I have around that, boys, is that hunger we had against Canada, where any loose ball was ours, is not quite there. That hunger when we were stepping out in front of their players to win the ball is not quite there. And definitely the second ball. Yeah, we're not winning second balls anywhere in there. So the only sort of, lucky enough, they've scuffed, I think, 3 chances where the ball's gone into the box, we've cleared it first of all, but the second chance has come to one of them on the edge of the box and they've got a shot off. Yeah? The problem we've got today, and this ain't a criticism, but first of all, 2 problems. The amount of games, everyone's starting to get tired, but so are they. Yeah? That centre back, the captain, who's playing right centre back, is nice and strong. Fucking gas like fuck. So the fatigue you're feeling, they're going to feel as well. They've played probably not quite as many, but they have played a lot of games as well. So they're going to get just as fatigued. Yeah? So there's that. The second thing is, we're playing a lot of attacking players in the midfield, which, it don't matter what you say, naturally, Finatelli playing in there, naturally, Kamarov's thought pattern is just right, we've got to attack and push on. Can't change that, you're going to change that in a game, yeah, because that's your natural impulse to go, we can get attack on. Okay? So, we're just getting outnumbered in the midfield a bit, and especially when we have a shot, or it goes out for a goal kick, or we have a good forward foray, there's a throw in or something in the final third, we're not getting back in quick enough. Yeah? And so just allowing them to get a bit easy ball in the midfield. The good thing about them in the midfield, they're not the best on the ball. Yeah? So they're not really picking out any really good passes. All they're trying to do is go down again down Lucas's side. And we just need to be a bit careful. Because what it is, the left back who does play in the midfield is pushing up a little bit more, which means that it's getting so high, Lucas got engaged, and then it's just allowing an easy 1-2 with the left winger. Yeah, I don't see how we can change much formation-wise. Anyone agree? Yeah, there's not really a lot we can change, okay? I just think, yeah, Shaf, I know you want to push out and win that, but the one thing that that's doing up front is just running into that space behind you. Not that it's really caused us any problems yet. Yeah, not that it's causing us loads of issues yet. So I'm not saying we go from back to front quickly. Yeah, we play from the back and we get into that middle third. Nice. Once we win the ball in the middle third, once we get good ball in the middle third, whether it's through playing from the back or whether it's through turns over possession, let's look front early, because every good opportunity we've cut is because we've got forward early, yeah. And it's not come from, say, Jack or Luke. What it's come from is getting it up to Abdul or Beckett quick. Then you guys join, and then we're playing. Then you're joining it, rather than it's not coming from Jack or Lucas getting it there or Cam getting it there. What it's coming from is hitting it up to Beckett or Abdul. They're making a nuisance to themselves. They're getting the ball and then they're using you to play it. So once you get it up to them, then join them. Not saying we go long, but I'm just saying we're not doing it enough. When we get the ball into midfield, we should be looking a little bit earlier to play him up. Abdul needs to be on that last man. And here's the thing, you are starting to notice people tire with the amount of games we played, yeah? So at the back, it's tough, you've still got to do your job. At the front, you've got to do it in bursts. You've got to know when's the right time and when's not, to use your energy or not. The amount of crosses we got in that first half to that near post, we should be getting across that near man. Should be getting across that near man to get flicks. Really even game. I just think we need more energy to win the ball originally. Yeah, get out in front of your man. Stop trying to shield, just get out in front of your man and win it. And second ball. So if you can't win it, make sure we're around it for second ball. So that midfield, trouble is, Charlie will win a header down and it spins there, and Dan and Cam don't tend to be, but again, it's not the fault because we're an attack. It's just, how do we make it you get back in? Then I know it's not running, but how do we make it happen? Right guys, what do we need to change? Anyone?
Nothing.
Nothing? So Dan, you alright in there with everything? That's hard work, mate, yeah. Keep being busy, working in there. So we don't need to change anything for a minute. We have got Will on the bench. How do you finish, Fifi? Because what we have got is Will on the bench, maybe 10, 15 minutes, see how the game goes. We can always push him into midfield, yeah, and get Will on left back. Or we can always push, you know, we can put Will on the second midfield. The truth is, very similar to Jackie, could probably plug a hole anywhere. Yeah. Defence probably a bit harder. Defence playing nice and solid. Yeah. So the only thing we're going to need Brad's at the minute is if one of you are broken down. Yeah. As long as you're still doing your jobs and being strong, but Will can fill a hole. Yeah. If you feel like you're going to get hurt, you feel like something's tiring, let me know, because what I don't want to happen is I start one of you, and then 2 minutes later, when you go, oh yeah, I've had not for the last 10 minutes. Well, it's no good telling me now. Yeah. So we've just got to make sure we keep the energy up. Take all 15 minutes, make sure we get some fluids on now. Everyone's getting the right amount of fluids, yeah? attack the ball a bit early, be a bit first. Once we get the ball into that middle third, then can we look nice and early to our forward line? Nice and early. I tell you, they're quite, and it is, even if they're behind you, he's making it less of it, and we're trying, but we're playing off them too nicely. Beckett's getting a lot of free space. Yeah, he's peeling off that man lovely. Because that lad who plays left centre back, who thinks he's a fucking superstar, he's leaving so much room for Beckett to peel off. Which way is it? That on the knock edge, yeah. When he's peeling off, giving Beckett space. All I would say is just back to Beckett, when you get the ball out there, get out your right foot, just smash it across your right, very shot, you get it across. Don't think it'll come out. Get your foot out and just drill it. Yeah, take a flip, you get corner, whatever. But then, let's get some shots off it. We've had one shot. Smithy had one, good technique, but I mean, he made a right fucking knee for that. He made it look like it was a good. He made it look like it was a save. So I think he might be half decent in the air, but I think he's poor on the floor, yeah, and he's hesitant, and this is it, guys. I'm not even saying anything, especially with the back line. If he's got the ball, I'm not saying you have to press him, but just press him enough so that he has to play forward. What we're doing is we're standing still and giving him like a free kick to tee it long. You don't have to press him to win the ball. You just have to move into a space where he can't kick it through you. And he has to play back or across, yeah. Maybe just put under a bit more pressure there.
Going in the midfield, we know my goal kick isn't going very far. I'll hit the halfway line maybe. But what we're seeing...
Just keep kicking it to the side.
You know, what I'm seeing is, where I've hit Jack a few times, is they're leaving these massive pockets of space. I've hit Jack twice now, and that guy's now covering that space. But the opposite side, I've seen Lucas and Cam sometimes, that opposite side is wide open. You just want to peel into that space.
That's the same thing here. So
the kick enough to get
so turn and spin it back out.
Yeah, yes, come and get. Go
I like the way you're trying to justify your shank. Like it's an actual passing. Jack, I found Jack twice like I'm passing it to him.
Hey, I said his name twice. Ask him that one time.
Yeah. But, like, I mean, what you say is they know every time he has a goal kick, it's coming to that side. So if we do win the ball, you turn out, the space is on the other side, yeah?
Join in as Stony on the attack again. I mean, it's a story of the first half, really. They did have chances. I think lost the ball there, near catch keeper off by Abdul. I think my highlights doesn't really do it justice, the sparsity of the chances. You'll randomly get like 4 like good chances in like 2 minutes, and then there'll be nothing for like 20 minutes. It was just kind of one of those games where things are few and far between, but here another chance. I just hit Abdul in the chest. Very, very, very unfortunate there from Abdul. Just get a foot to it, possibly in.
This is in the right area.
Hey Stan, you don't miss your save like that. She earns all the money, mate. So listen to him.
Sorry, Sam, got a joint bank account. Have you two got a joint bank account?
I ain't even got a joint bank account.
Big kick there from Jamie, the Irish reserves keeper. Backtracking there, Stony on the attack again.
Man on away! Away! Get free!
You just seen Dark Cam
Get up!
being played around quite a lot. It's just one of those games. It was a really good watch. Just nothing was really happening, but it was still entertaining. But this is a bit of entertainment there. Stony attacking. Things you love to see. Play back out. Shot. Just connects with it all wrong. Bit of miscommunication there from defenders. Just connects with it just all wrong, really. Very unfortunate there. Tough angle though. Probably wouldn't have scored if he connected it properly anyway, but you never know.
Forty will have it.
Big kick there. Headed away. If I was still in the attack again. Good cross box ball there. Possibly a handball in that, not enough to really say, but it does go out for a throw in after a poor touchdown from Elijah. Maybe Lucas could put a hard ball in. Some rocket throw on him. Not particularly high, but just really far. Ball in though. Sails over Abdul's head. Position better, possibly could have got a head on it, but it is what it is. These aren't professional players. Yes, and I think it's good to acknowledge when you are critical of players at this level, they're not professionals. It's not like, so they haven't trained in weeks just because of fixed congestion, so sometimes they're untrained as well. Would have been interesting to see what bit of training could have done in between these matches, a bit of decompression time. Just really see what they could have achieved like this season, but yeah. Lucas there gets to throw again. Another chance. All in. Falls. Just absolutely nobody. Bit of a possibly a foul there, but still not quite the point. Got to place the whistle.
I don't want to have one side fucking fully burnt. Share it out. It's about 15 yards deep. And then when I'm feeling fully rubbed at the top, I'll just it. I've never put it on the bottom. I've never
It's a short kick there, the Irish reserves keeper. It's a really nice pitch, this. Really nice, it's really good to have a lot of space behind the goals for me to put my camera. Newport at something similar, just so much space for me to put a camera. It's really nice actually. Oh, he's up throwing it. Yeah, throwing. Stony player picks up in the box in the middle of the park there. Nice ball. It's like marauding run. Oh, can he do anything? Cleared away there by Rev Callach again.
Yes, Ray!
Is he everywhere this game?
I'll do that with anything. I'm risking the first day.
Nothing much really going on here. Another throw in. Getting the impression the ball wasn't in play a lot this game, to be honest.
Switch. Get up there! Charlie, stay there, with a man.
Backtracking there. Great save there from the keeper. I reckon if that's any other keeper at this level, that is in, but considering he is a Sparta Sutherland and Premier Division winner, you would expect him to save that. Me personally, I think of that as Happy Village. Cam has scored. But you're not playing pub break, you can only play who you're playing. Great save there from keeper, can't really fault it. It's just, can't really fault what Cam did. It's just an amazing save, really. Overall superb.
Lano, how long you got?
So yeah, Charlie there, number 5. Probably one of the taller players on the pitch. See Will Bland there, number 12 as well. Another one of the taller players. Oh, defence does just kind of make a mess out, and the number 4 should have really listened to his keeper, but it is better to be out than in, especially in a defensive situation like that. Another corner there, you can see Callum Harris back from Australia, standing up front. Probably one of the most difficult players in our first teamer as well. You're only allowed to have 3. I suppose he's just a reserve player because he hasn't played for Irish first team in a while. But Bruno as well comes onto the pitch a bit later. Our first teamer. Just patted away there. Probably not the correct technique, but it's not a goal for them, I suppose. But agonisingly close game for Stony. Just feels like they were constantly knocking on the door of getting that goal. It just never came. Rev Callet there rustling Abdul, but falls into the keeper's arms eventually. Big kick out. Just watch this. Please just watch this. This is the most important moment in the game. Give this little segment a watch. I'll let you watch it in silence. Was that over the line? Now I've got a lot of replays to show you. Here is at half speed. That is 100% a goal there.
Cut that out. Couple of questions, listen. Tell me. Oi, come on! Tell me.
Tell him.
Where we would be and how we would be doing if we defended all season like we have the last 2 years. Forget about the attacking today, yeah, because we will. Shut the fuck up, we've won the game. You can see that, we won the game. Yeah? Forget about our lack of attack, maybe today and in Canada. But think about defensively, where we would be if our attacking prowess at the start of the season and as it built that, like, a lot of attacking players missing. Just tell me where we'd be, tell me what it would be like.
It would be a great team up top of the top.
There'd be a difference though.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Forget, boys, you won the game very clearly, there it is there. We rode our luck, I can only put that down to fatigue. They haven't played as many games, so they have played a lot of games. They haven't played as many as us. They have got players to call upon as well, which helps them as well. But that was a good performance, dug in deep. I don't give a fuck if we've got a week to it, we've got to be beating fucking Padman. Yeah, Padman's shit. And then I don't do great on in the league, but Iron's lost 3-0 games, fucking shrink.
Oh, but
Iron's lost to shrink 3-0.
So what's happening now?
Forget it, Chef, don't you worry now, I can't explain it to you, I ain't worth time. I'm sorry. Alright. Okay, go back to my messages quick, boys, yeah? Just very quickly.
Check it out.
I'm going to say something very obvious, yeah? That the people that, listen, there could be a serious opportunity next year if everyone gets to buy it, and I mean serious, because that team is a fucking class team. But this, I'll tell you the reason that people look to leave, okay? And I'm being very clear with it. Listen, because there are too many people there that play football at like a you know, it's a bit of a joke, you know, having 8 at training. People who are serious about their fucking team, serious about playing football, cannot fucking cope when 18 turn up for fucking training. Cannot, and go, I saw what I'll be there say, I don't give a fuck, where were you at training? So if you look at it, that's the reason. It's down to you boys, yeah? You look at it, they don't think you're actually your mates. So what we're saying is, if you want to play South East football, you've got to take football seriously. You really have. If you don't want to, that's fine. We'll carry on and finish good table and be that team. But if you want to take it seriously and be that best next team, oh, I'm doing this today, so I can't come. Oh, I'm going out fucking Manchester or fucking Christmas, or I can't come training today. Nah, boys, that was just the one I remember. But yeah, boys, all season like that, yeah? If you're that serious about playing the fucking game, you fucking do it. And if you get that serious, I'll tell you what, that group of boys can fucking do it, yeah? We need to talk about it more, but you just really need to think about it. Because boys don't discuss it, but I'm fucking adamant, yeah? But you got to understand, other boys, yeah, need to match the same level of commitment to the rest of them. You might do it on the pitch, but if you ain't doing it fucking training, you ain't taking it serious, you ain't having fucking discussions when we miss the chance, you ain't fucking open around, we're fucking working. But today, everyone put a fucking shift in. The last 2 games, if we get all the boys in and play like fucking that, effort-wise, added to our talent, you're way better than fucking Onsborough and Bradford. And that's not even, but that's not a joke. That's not a joke. Look at the players, it's not a joke. Onsborough have got fucking shit players, boys. Talent we've got, but the commitment needs to fucking be there. Right, boys, go up and get some food. Where's the balls?
I've replayed it as many times as I can. That was a goal. It just kind of shows the officiating level at this level. But at the same time, you can't blame the officials, it's really hard. They're not expected to see everything, obviously in the Spartan for a reason. It's a hard job getting up and down the line, I've done it myself, it's not easy, but it's so clear and obvious, it's about that far over. I think both sides are so evenly matched. They were blocking each other out defensively. Both goalkeepers had a worldie, to be honest. Oliver made some great saves and Jamie made a very good save in the first half. To be honest, it's one of those games where neither team deserved to win, but now when you look at it, it feels like a loss because of that kind of refereeing mishap. But overall, I can't really fault either team, especially the defence. Both teams were very defensively sound. My standout player, to be honest, it's gotta have to go to Ollie. He just made some really good, he's just good because he hasn't played in 2.5 years. Very good goalkeeper. So excluding goalkeepers, it's probably got to go. Probably Beckett. I know he's scored. It was a goal, but just his chance creation was very good. A lot of good passing off to Rothwell as well. Very good link-up play. Considering how young he is, he played very, very well. But yeah, there's not really much you can say about these kinds of games. You feel like a robbery, but at the same time, didn't deserve to win over the 90. But honestly, this puts them in really good stead to play Padbury, who are a lot worse. It's just they've got no goalkeeper. They need to sign a goalkeeper, Stony. They've got an under-18 keeper, which they can use. Me personally, look at the North Bucks League, seasons are ending, Sunday League, seasons ending, get someone with experience, get a kind of 30+ year old goalkeeper, somebody with a bit of mindfulness, a bit of defensive assurance, I think, especially against New Bradwell and Padbury. They beat Padbury obviously 8-2 earlier in the season, but I don't know, they've shored up since then. But all in all, solid game, good to watch. I thoroughly enjoyed my time at the Irish Centre, as I always do. And I'm excited to see if Irish will be in the Division 2 next season, also Reserve League being introduced. But nah, to be honest, good game. Can't say anything else really. Fair play to Dan. Set the team up perfectly, I think, to play Irish. And it was good to see Romano, even if he wasn't signed to play, or sorry, put in the team sheet. Good to see him back on the bench, good to see him around. And but yeah. let's get to the interview, see what Dan, Lee and Shaf had to say about the game. 0-0 draw today. What do you make of the game?
Let's be fair to them. Bit controversy at the end, but let's be fair to Irish. They probably shaded it in possession and territory. I would say chances very even. One of those games, both keepers brilliant. Yeah, it's not as if it was a dull 0-0. Both teams had opportunities. Both keepers were really good today.
What's it like having Ollie back in the squad?
Well, he's my lad, but it's his first game for a couple of years, but second game for a couple of years, but he's very different to the other keepers we have. Yeah, maybe he's not the best shot stopper, but he gets his angles right. He's good in the air, and as you can see from the match, he's very vocal. So he probably gives the defence a bit more confidence than normal. That's not saying the other lads didn't. He's a bigger character. So,
do you think maybe the defence has been made a bit uncomfortable with all three goalkeepers this season?
No, I don't think so. I think Jake and Adam. No, well, partly because they've played with all three of them forever. It's not like it's three goalkeepers and they don't know any of them. They've always played with those three goalkeepers. Jake's been our number one for years. Good lad, and he's improving every year. Adam is under 18. He's finished a couple of years ago, and he's sort of been playing a bit of Sunday men's football. So he's come in and done a great job as well. And it's just his back stiffing up, and it's probably been like a month. He's probably played a month longer than he should have, so he probably knows that. But he puts in his shift. So all the boys know their strengths and weaknesses. But yeah.
Also, coming to the business end of the season now. I think I asked you last week about player retention. How's it looking now?
Yeah, it's looking. To be honest, it weren't ever looking bad. It's looking different. It's could go into next season one of two ways. So I have a very good, very strong, very up for it side that could go all the way. But a lot of these boys, 22 now, 21, and they're looking, they want to play higher football. And I think they can do that here. I think they know they can do it here, but everybody in the squad needs to match everyone else's commitment, energy, and want to do it. And if that happens, no doubt. If it don't, then we might have to rebuild and start again. I say rebuild, just add a few players and maybe fight again. But definitely either way we'll be competitive in the league next year.
Obviously, no Connor today, no Dan either. What do you prefer? How injuries looking?
Yeah, those two will come back in on Tuesday, but then we've obviously got Dan Rothwell today, bad knock. So Shaf, that was his last. So players come in and then players go back out. It is, so we give him a little bit of benefit of doubt. It's the end of the season. We're seeing the season out. Last a lot of changes in it, but let's finish strong. That's two good. There's two positive results in the last two games. Two more big games at home now, under the lights, which everyone loves. Let's finish strong.
How's Romano looking at the moment?
Well, he could get out. Hopefully on Tuesday, get a run out. Hopefully it's a good run out. But I'll be brutally honest. Probably he'll tell you the same. Don't know until he tries.
Yeah. Well, who's your man of the match today?
Joe, what? Forget a back line, forget the keeper. Probably Beckett. Actually, proper shift from the young lads. The 0-0 draw and give it to centre forward, but he put in a real shift. And that's not me just giving it to Josie. If we've got to win the game, it would have been Beckett done it.
What's your expectation going into Tuesday against Padbury?
Depends what squad we get out, but to win. Played Padbury early in the season, got a good result against them, but they've picked up lovely since then. If you go on the last 10 games, they're much better than they were. I think they've just got used to how to play in this division. So it depends which team both field. Who do they field and who do we field? So be a good game back at Stony. So we'll see how it goes.
We'll see a 0-0 today.
Yeah.
What did you make of the game?
Yeah, it was a good game, man. We started well, defended well. There wasn't much up top. We had to deal with what we had, and we got robbed at the last minute. But it was a solid performance. We didn't concede. Defence done their job. Yeah, it was a good game.
What's your time been like at Stony so far?
So the past few weeks, it's been tough. We've been short on players, as you may know, but it hasn't been the best of seasons. Hasn't been what we wanted, but it's been all right. We go again next season, innit?
What's it like having, you've had three goalkeepers this season, what's it like having that kind of fluctuating?
Yeah, it's a bit hard for the defence because it's hard to build chemistry with the keepers, but it's football, man. Injuries happen. We just have to adapt as quick as possible.
What was your personal aim going into the season?
Because last season we finished about 5th. We were looking to be challenging top 3 this season, but stuff happened, poor performances. Again, switching lots of keepers. I'm not using that as an excuse, but yeah, just haven't had many players starting 11, haven't had many subs. That's what killed us, having subs and stuff, having subs.
Obviously, Dan's been here a lot. Dan's been here a long time. What do you make of him as a manager?
Yeah, he's great, man. He's great. He's like a second father to us, man. Yeah, he's good, man. He loves it. He does it for the love of the game, man. He doesn't even get paid for it. He just enjoys doing it. We just enjoy playing for him. But yeah, sometimes obviously he like shouting a bit too much sometimes, but it's part of the game, isn't it? But yeah, he's great. It's been great so far.
Do you imagine you'll be staying on here for next season?
Yeah, for sure. I'll be here next season. We'll just have to wait and see what happens, because there's rumours about certain players leaving, but just have to wait and see who we can bring in the transfer window.
Obviously, it was a 0-0, but who was your man of the match?
My man of the match, I think, who stood up to me today was Becky, the youngster. Yeah, he was well from minute 1 all the way to the end. He even scored a goal at the end, but yeah, he was good. I would also shout out to Finn as well in the midfield. He's winning all the headers, the smallest guy on the pitch. But yeah, no one between Finn or Beckett for me today.
Is there anything you'd like to say to anyone who may want to come down and watch Stony?
Just come down and watch and see us play. And see how we are. We're just a good bunch of people, innit? We just enjoy playing with each other, and yeah, we're just good at football.
0-0 draw today. What do you make of the game?
Yeah, I think first half, I don't think we was at it compared to how we've been in the last few weeks. Second half, much better from us. Game of missed chances, I think, from us, and probably them at the end in the last couple of minutes, as you've got on video, which I'm sure you'll post.
Obviously, you're the reserve team for MK Irish.
Yep.
How often do you use first team players?
Depends really. If they are on the bench midweek and we've got a midweek game, or on a Saturday, we might take 1 or 2. But in this league, you're only allowed to take a maximum of 3. So 3 is the maximum. But again, it depends on how many minutes they play in the first team, and then again might be some of our lads going up and playing and dropping back down. So
do you have quite a tight relationship with the first team?
We train together. We try to stay as a group, one group. We look at it as one team rather than 2 separate teams, which I think other teams do around this area. So it makes a big difference for us, and it seems to work.
Obviously, last season you were around mid-table, and this season you dropped off down into the bottom 5. What was your expectations for the season?
It's hard as a reserve team because you have a massive turnover of players. So we sort of just go in every year. Obviously you want to win the league, but you've got to be realistic. I think next year we've shown the form that we can do. So next year, hopefully with a bit more consistency, we can push towards the top end. And our goal is promotion. Same as any team when they start out, it's promotion. And that's what we want.
We've had a few players come up and play for the first team. Who's been like your star player for the reserve team so far this season?
I'm not going to pick someone out. I think we've had many players. I think we've had a lot of players this year. 60 odd players I think we've had play for us, so to pick one out I think would be unfair, but yeah, we try and win as a team. It's not about an individual, it's about the team. At the end of the day, you win, you lose, you draw as a team, and that's what it is for me. So to have a superstar, it's not our style really.
How often do you kind of get players from other teams come down train for the reserves, almost hoping to get into the first team?
A lot with high expectations and think they're better than what they are. Common thing in Milton Keynes, you've got to earn the right at your level before you go up. So yeah, I'll leave it at that with that one. How
are you kind of planning for next season? Obviously, as a reserve team, you don't really know where you're going to be with players, but what are you kind of hoping for?
Yeah, no, we're planning. We're always planning. You always plan ahead. So obviously the ground gradings and things are going on down here, so you attract players. But we want to keep the majority of the squad, same as the first team, and add a bit of quality to it, and hopefully that will help us push on.
Who would be your man of the match for today?
For today, I don't know. Good question. Caught me off guard with that one. For them or for us?
Just across the whole game.
The 10 done well, I thought, caused us problems. They defended well, their defenders. Yeah, I couldn't pick you one out if I'm honest.
But on that note, thank you very much for watching. A big thank you to Stony Stratford as always, and special manager Dan Gurley. But a big thank you to MK Irish Reserves as well for letting me interview their manager and put a camera behind their goal. If you enjoyed this one, make sure you like, comment, share and subscribe, and make sure you check in maybe later in this week actually, as Stony face off to Padbury Village in their penultimate game of the season. But yeah, see you then. Peace.